There are many views on Judgment Days that exist out there. Now, Judgment Day, however, in Islam is characterized by the annihilation of all life, which will then be followed by the resurrection and judgment by God. But there is a lot more to it. So guys, welcome back to another episode of FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton. Now, I've seen a lot of comments about people asking for us to do a video about this for a while now. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me just do it, okay? And it was fascinating, like a lot. I learned a lot. And I hope you guys do too, because let's just jump into this. Another episode coming up from Self-Isolation Headquarters, aka my bedroom. But I got some facts about Judgment Day to talk about in Islam, so let's start off with those. It's believed in the Islamic faith that although no one knows the day of judgment, like when it will be, Allah and his messenger Muhammad, they have described it in great detail of what exactly is going to happen. Maybe not every single like specific detail, but enough detail for people to grasp exactly what's going to happen. Now, next thing to note is that the Prophet Muhammad was asked many times by a lot of his followers when this day is actually going to arrive, because people just wanted to know. Now, the answer even now, even though we have a lot of different advances in technology and sciences and just we've gained a whole lot more knowledge since then, the answer is still the same. And that answer is only Allah knows when the hour that starts the day of judgment will happen. So when the angel Gabriel came to the Prophet Muhammad in the form of a well-dressed man, one of the questions that was asked was about this day. And the Prophet Muhammad answered that the one questioned about it knows no better than the questioner. Also in the Quran, it's written, people ask you concerning the hour, say, knowledge of it is only with Allah, and what may make you perceive, perhaps the hour is near. And that's found in Surah 33 verses 63. Another thing to know about Judgment Day in Islam is that when a trumpet will be sounded for the first time, that will result in the death of the remaining sinners on the earth. Then there's going to be a period of 40 years after which the 11th sign is the sounding of the second trumpet to signal the resurrection. And it's also written in the Quran, and the horn will be blown, and whoever is in the heavens and whoever is on the earth will fall dead, except whom Allah wills. Then it will be blown again, and at once they will be standing looking on. That, by the way, is taken from Surah 39 verses 68. Next thing to know is that everybody's going to be running to the place of gathering, while the enemies of God will be traveling on their faces with their legs upright. And also there will be no more injustice. Now in the Quran it says, indeed Allah does not do injustice even as much as an atom's weight. While if there is a good deed, he multiplies it and gives from himself a great reward. That's taken from Surah 4 verses 40. Now another thing that I found out is that at the time of divine judgment, each person's book of deeds is going to be read. And that includes every small and great thing that they did is going to be recorded in there. But all their actions before adolescence will be completely omitted. Maybe there's some varying views about that, but in either case, records are going to be given with the right hand if they are good and with the left hand if they're evil. Even the smallest acts won't be ignored. In the Quran, it says this, that day the people will depart separated into categories to be shown the results of their deeds. So whoever does an atom's weight of good will see it, and whoever does an atom's weight of evil will see it. And that's taken from Surah 99 verses 6 to 8. Now we reached the halfway mark in this episode. I got 5 more facts that I want to share with you about Judgment Day in Islam. But before I do that, just a reminder, leave a like on this video, especially if you're enjoying it. If you love learning here on FTD Facts, always be sure to leave a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. And if this is your first time here to FTD Facts, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. That way you won't miss any of our daily episodes. That's right, you can come back here every single day to learn something new about our world, about the religions, about culture, about people. So if any of those topics interest you, there's always gonna be a video here on FTD Facts. Regardless of if you're in self-isolation, the videos don't stop. We love learning and we love sharing that information with you as well. All right, so with that said, let's just continue on with this episode. So picking off from the last fact, this is going to be followed by a divine and merciful justice. So the age of the hereafter, or the rest of eternity, is the final stage after the judgment day, when all will receive their judgment from God. Indeed, those who believed and those who were Jews and Christians or Sabians before Prophet Muhammad, those among them who believed in Allah and the last day and did righteousness, will have their reward with their Lord, and no fear will there be concerning them, nor will they grieve. And that passage, by the way, is taken from Surah 2 verses 62 in the Quran. So that sort of answers the question inside of Islam, like what about the people before the Prophet Muhammad? If they did righteous, they believed they're all going to be judged righteous and they're going to go to heaven, they're going to get their reward. Those that didn't, though, that's a different story. The belief comes from throughout the years that God may have revealed some truth to people, and then they had a choice to follow that or not, and then even more truth was revealed. So obviously with more truth is more responsibility. If you're not following that, then you'll be judged according to that. Next up, at fact number 4, the dead are going to stand in a massive group, and they're going to be awaiting the details of their righteous deeds as well as their sinful acts, and then their ultimate judgment. The Prophet Muhammad will be the first to be resurrected, by the way. Now, if somebody did good deeds, then they're going to go to Jannah or heaven, and if unrighteous, they're going to go to Jahannam, or in other words, hell. Yeah, so pretty much reiterating what I just mentioned. And you know, punishments will include severe pain as well as shame. Now, there will also be a punishment of the grave. So for those who disbelieve between death and the resurrection, yeah, there's a different kind of punishment for them. Islam also teaches that this life is simply a test to determine someone's place in the eternal life after death. Now, those who understand the reality ahead of them are aware that their ultimate fate after death is based on their actions in this life. So individuals that know this, they're believed to be thankful for all the blessings that God has given them and humbly worship Him while promoting goodness in all respects of their lives. So when a person embraces such a God-centric way of life, their purpose extends beyond merely enjoying worldly pleasures. There's bigger purpose, there's more fulfillment, more things to accomplish, an all-round more fulfilling and satisfying life. So Muslims believe if you can live like that in this life, you're gonna have an amazing reward in the hereafter. Now, the next thing to know is that in the afterlife, the evildoers, they will not be able to escape the grip of justice, and the victims of worldly suffering will be repaid for their pain. People who spend their lives responsibly avoiding temptations to commit sins, they will also be rewarded. And as the Quran mentions, and Allah created the heavens and earth in truth, and so that every soul may be recompensed or repaid for what it has earned, and they will not be wronged. And that's taken from Surah 45 verses 22. So that distinction is pretty important because, like I did talk about, there's going to be a reward. So like if you do good deeds, you're going to be rewarded. If you do bad deeds, you're going to be rewarded. But also for every single thing that you suffered and you had to endure, that's going to come with another reward on top of the other rewards that you would be receiving for living a good life. And final thing I want to share in this episode is that Muslims seek salvation in the hereafter by living a God-conscious and virtuous life in this world. So the fear of accountability in the hereafter, along with hope in the promise of God's ultimate justice, motivates Muslims to really orient their present lives around the comprehensive worship of God and the true purpose of human existence. So in this way, they really seek in this temporary life for eternal joy. To the righteous, it will be said, O reassured soul, return to your Lord, well pleased and pleasing to Him, and enter among my righteous servants and enter my paradise. That quote, by the way, is taken from the Quran, Surah 89, verses 27 to 30. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like, there's like that fear of, okay, I ain't trying to get punished. Then there's also the hope of like, well, there's so much more to look forward to. So it's like sort of like that fear keeps you in line, and that hope motivates you. It's a very interesting concept in the religion of Islam. And you know what? With that, I'm gonna end it right there. Those were 10 surprising facts about Judgment Day in Islam. Be sure to sound off down below in the comment section about anything that I mentioned. Join in on the conversation. I always love hearing your thoughts, your comments, your feedback, and everything. Also, a lot of you guys have been sending me your requests on my social media pages, so definitely keep on doing that. I do my best to keep tabs about every single thing that you guys mentioned. So my social media links are down below in the video description section, and I'll also leave you with a related episode if you enjoyed this one. Definitely don't miss the one that's coming up at the end screen. I'll leave you to that. Enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time.